this is the first set between Skylime for Team Hungry. Skylime and Technics. Oh, well, I did that backwards, but Technics is a Zerg, Skylime is the Terran. Technics. I forget how Technics capitalizes his name. Capital T, capital S. Alright. So, not surprising pick from Eastern Europe. I mean, it was either Technics or the Shockwave. Went with Technics. It's understandable. Could have seen it either way, but Skylime is a much more interesting pick on a team with Zeke and Ace and Cashew. You know, with Skylime. I don't think Zeke could have played because he didn't actually play in any of the sets. But I know Ace played, and I'm pretty sure Cashew played. So maybe they just didn't want to play ZBZs? Not sure. But Skyline's still a good player. Technics is a good player. Should be a good Ace set. So, TBZ on Aztec. Lurkers are pretty good on this map, just because there are a lot of these kind of chokes, which Lurkers are good at, and also because there are reverse ramps. If you happen to be able to get Lurkers into that position. Technics with the 12 pool. Skyline getting his fast racks. He's pretty far back. It's not in a position for him to go for a 1-rack FE. So he'll probably get either more barracks or get a fast gas. Actually, if he's getting another barracks, he probably would have thrown it down by now. I would imagine he's going to get the faster gas. But we'll have to wait and see. Well, no, he's not building the other gas, so I guess he will go 1-rack FE, just building his barracks very far back. A lot of times when you're going 1-rack FE, you like to place your barracks out here, so that it's already starting to make a wall, but sometimes that can be risky versus a Zerg, because then Zerglings can be in your base and your barracks is all the way out here. So, we'll see how this works out for him this game. 6 Zerglings are on the way. It's still a replay, so I can't do multiple unit selection. And yes, 1-rack FE, going to block the ramp with SCVs. But this is kind of the problem with doing this kind of strategy on this map in particular. Now you have to fire uphill to shoot Zerglings, and that's not what you want. He's going to be able to easily take out 2 SCVs. But no, instead he goes for a run-by, almost gets one through, but the gap closes before the other ones could get through. Loses 2 Zerglings and doesn't get any kills. That could have been handled a little bit better, but looks like that says CV's going to try to get a kill. Oh, there we go. I was wondering why they're just sitting there. He is going for a 3-hatch play. Most likely Mutalisks, but maybe not. Skyline is going to push with the rest of his units, though. He has enough TV scouting, so he knows what his third opponent has, and now that he sees that a bunch more lings have popped, he's pulling his forces back. But that is going to give him a lot of breathing room and a good number of Marines here so that he will be able to float the command center out. Probably going to throw down a bunker just to be sure anyway. Yes, just to be a little bit extra safe. Throwing down the eBay first. So wants that really fast +1, along with a second barracks. And layer's about halfway done. I don't know how Terrans decide how many Marines they want to put into the bunker. He only put 2 in. It really doesn't matter. But I wonder what thought process goes into deciding that, yes, 2 is the number of Marines I want in this bunker. Anyway, Academy. Still has a little bit of ways to go. But he'll be able to get both of his upgrades before the Mutalisks come, if the Spire's being thrown down immediately, which it is. And looks like Technics is going to poke back in with a few Zerglings, but probably won't be able to deal with it. There are just a lot of Marines there. Yeah, even without medic support, shouldn't really be an issue. Nice little wall there as well. Doesn't actually stop Zerglings from getting through here, but it makes it so that only one can pass through at a time, which is very effective. Man. Skyland's being very annoying with his scouting SCVs. He's keeping them alive for a long time. No, not quite. He has it. He had it mining back at his base so that he could move through the Zerglings, making it hard to surround. But eventually was caught in the end. And Skyline is packing on a lot more barracks. Looks like he's going to go for a 5 racks probably. Just throw down one more. And 5 racks can be very scary to deal with. In fact, this push is going to be very strong. The Overlord isn't in position to scout it yet. And it's just now pushing out. That Zergling can see the tip of it. He's going to run away. How many panic systems are going to be thrown down? Technics definitely does need some. One being thrown down, a second being thrown down. I think he might need a third. But the Mutalisks are on the way. The Mutalisks will help a lot. He just have enough for a full batch. 10 in fact. 11? 12. No, one of these is a drone. So 11 Mutalisks are being morphed. A full micro group. And oh, he didn't build another something with that drone. He just built one. Alright. By only building one second colony, he can hold it off with the Mutalisk support, but it makes sure that the Mutalisks not only have to be microed properly, but have to stick around. Back here, he can't actually harass. Whoops. It looks like he stimmed a little bit early. And, well, we'll see how much damage can be done. One Marine and one Firebat lost. That force is actually looking kind of weak now compared to the 11 Mutalisks. But, oh, they still managed to get one kill. Firebat's going to run home. Oh, jeez. Technics was not microing that properly. He lost 2 Mutalisks in the game and probably shouldn't have lost any. He's taking a hidden base up at the top. Let's see how long it takes Sharon to discover that that's there, and another force is being prepared behind it. He didn't add a 5th rack, just going with 4. I guess he wanted to be able to tech just slightly faster than he would be otherwise. The Marines and the medics were cleared out, and now Technics can use Mutalisks for aggression. How many turrets? Ooh, no turrets. Well, there are some turrets, but 3 plus these ones might not be enough. It's borderline as to whether it'll be enough to stop the Mutalisks. It's going to depend a lot on how good of Micro Technics has. Going to be able to range it slightly a little bit. Not going to finish it off, but is going to be able to pick off those Marines before they get there. That's a little bit of an issue with Skyline's barracks placement. Because normally you put some missile turrets down by your barracks so that it'll cover the Marines as they get to the rest of the group. But because there's such a gap between the natural and where the barracks are. Oh no, Technics. Technics is really slipping with the Mutalisk micro this game. He's lost a lot that he really shouldn't have. As I was saying, they have to walk such a far distance that the missile turrets won't be able to cover him. If he had built his barracks closer up, then the turrets here would have covered the Marines, and then these turrets would have covered him, and there would have been a very small window for the Mutalisks to be able to take shots. But it looks like it's not going to matter. The Mutalisks are pulling back. Lurkers are on the way. Alright. Relatively fast Queen's Nest. But Skyline's gonna snuff out this hidden base. Oh, it was pretty risky to take it here. And Technics just didn't even get his Lurkers done. He only had one here anyway. Oh, dies before it can burrow. He doesn't even have enough Mutalisks to, like, one-shot medics anymore. Oh, jeez. Technics is falling apart this game. He's only on 2 bases. The Firebat's gonna roast a couple of drones. Yes, get the other drone too. But yeah, Hive's almost done, but 2 base Hive is not very scary. Technics seems to get some really big kills with these lurkers at this point. Well, that'll help. That'll help a lot. That's a control group gone. Anyway, tanks. Actually, only 1 tank's out so far, with now tanks and science vessels are being produced. So these lurkers, well, until that science vessel actually comes, these lurkers will be pretty effective. But it's only a matter of time, really, before they're not. Here he comes in for another attack. Skyline is not microwaving his Marines away. There we go, but he still loses a couple too many. There we go, now out of range. But now we have tanks out. Where's the science vessel? Science vessel's out now. That is going to make Lurker Micro very hard. And he's going in for another attack before the science vessel actually comes. Scans go down. He's going to lose almost all of his Marines. But it doesn't matter because the Lurkers are gone. Still a very good attack from Technics to be able to trade his army away like that to take out pretty much all of Skylines. I mean, he didn't get the high value targets, the 2 tanks, but that's fine. Now he has a lot more Lurkers morphing. And the Defiler Mound is now done. And Skyline does not have a lot of science vessels. He only has 1. He's going to need more than that to deal with Defiler numbers. But because Technics is only on 2 base, he can't really make a lot of Lurkers and Defilers. He's going to try to make another hidden base up here. This base is established, but it's going to fall pretty easily. It got scanned. But no, looks like Skyline's going to pull back to try to deal with this force. Make sure he doesn't get backstabbed. And the tanks are going to siege up. Take some pod shots at some workers. That was unfortunate. Vulture. And this force is now, well, it's going to get us around. And Skyline's going to lose a little bit of infantry with that. Well, here comes from the other side, too. I think, actually, Technics is going to be able to take out this force with a very nice Zergling surround. It looks like Adrenal Zans are done. Yes. Well, very nice attack by Technics to really punish Skyline for a sloppy unit control. Get a float 1 barracks out just for a scout. I guess he doesn't want to produce. He's going for a mech transition. Alright, well, he's on 3 bases, and this base should be secured pretty soon. Interesting choice. He went for fast upgrades. He already had okay upgrades, and the Zerg just got their +1 care vision a little while ago. But he's going to be pretty weak until he starts to get a bigger number of stuff. So Technics might be able to do some serious damage here, even though he's only on 2 base. This base has been established, but it's not mining anything yet. Kind of like the barracks there. Sunken colony. There we go. Defiler's going to be irradiated. And I guess Skyline really doesn't need that big of a vessel cloud because Technics is only producing off of 2 gases. Soon to be 3, but... There's just like a flood of barracks. There's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 up here. Three Spider-Mans, all can't kill that 1 Zergling. Alright. Lots and lots of factories. Only 2 machine shops, though. So he's going for really a ultra heavy. And it shows. He is starting to get a big number of vultures out. And vultures aren't that good on their own, but the mines are very good. So he needs to be really active about spreading those mines around. Otherwise, he might regret it. This base is established, but nothing mining there. This base is now starting to get a little bit of mining done. But vultures going to be able to raid that very quickly now that this barracks scouted it. Kid Canada, Gambit Cup is finished. I was just that fast at casting. Actually, it was just 2 ZVZs and then a walkover. And it still took an hour. Alright. How many more machine shops have we added? There's so many factories. I mean, if you're going to go that many factories with vultures, you really do need just mines everywhere to justify it, because vultures on their own aren't very good. I mean, they're good against these Zerglings if the Zerglings are alone, but not good versus Hydralisks, not good versus Lurkers, not good versus Swarm. Oh. This could have been some nice mines. It looks like these vultures are now going to be able to grasp the space, and ooh, there was a drop. Going to take out pretty much everything here. Lurker's going to be able to clean up eventually, but the hatchery's gone, so we won't be mining gas for a while. Technics has been stuck on 2 gas this entire game, and it's going to be 2 gas that's almost depleted. Well, not quite, so there's 1,000 more to go. But it's starting to get close to being depleted. And if he hasn't established another base by the time that depletes, I'm not sure how much he can do. Especially versus mech. Interesting choice to be producing a bunch of Goliaths to accompany your tanks. Goliaths are good versus Zerglings sometimes. Once you get nice mine. Once you get big enough numbers, they're okay versus Hydralisks. They're not so good versus Lurkers, but tanks are really good versus Lurkers. I guess it's just a unit that they're a unit that's really used to keep the Zerglings away from the tanks. Kind of like in PvT, where the Terran wants to keep the Zealots off of tanks, and they use vultures to do that. But he probably could have done it with vultures, but instead he's going to do it with Goliaths. He's going to make it so he's safe from Mutalisks, I guess. But an interesting choice. Goliaths are better at it than vultures. But they still can't fire under Swarm, so it's going to be an issue. Still can't get the Ultralisk mount because he just doesn't have enough money to do so. And 1-2 for the Crackling. Pretty good. Trying to do some Science Vessel Science with the Hydralisks. That's good. Although he won't be able to do that much. Hydralisks are not very good versus mech. Although there's only 1 tank here, and Hydralisks are good versus vultures and okay versus Goliaths. So he does need to keep his units together. And there goes the Swarm. Hydralisks barely get under the Swarm, but it doesn't matter because Hydralisks actually can't fire under Swarm either. So this base is going to go down for Technics. And then Technics does have this mineral only here, but he doesn't need minerals, he needs gas. So, gonna stop +3 armor. This is a very scary push. I'm not sure what Technics can do to deal with this. A nice transition from Skyline to go into mech. Technics really wasn't quite in the position to punish it, and now that it's full bore, he has no chance of stopping it. Terran is on 4 very secure bases. He's even throwing down more, no, he's not throwing down more factories. Good Swarm usage is going to push back Technics, but he can't swarm across the map, and he's lost most of his Zerglings. I'm even looking for the Defiler, I don't see it. Meanwhile, Sunken colonies are thrown down, but it kind of doesn't matter because tanks are good against Sunkens, and wow, that's a lot of lurkers. I'm not sure what he's going to do with those lurkers, but that is a lot of them. Anyway, Skylime's going to be able to easily take out this base with no defenses, then push into the main. And technically going to need a lot of defilers to deal with it, especially considering that there are like 5 more irradiates, so even if there are 2 defilers out, they're just going to be irradiated immediately, and GG from Technics, you can't use a big lurker force. Solid game from Skylime. Alright. Creating the next game. Oh, need a password. Alright, game number 2 of the delayed ace match between Eastern Europe and Hungary. Eastern Europe is still looking for their very first win. If they lose this ace match, they will be eliminated from playoff contention. Alright, in the top position we have we have Skylime, not Technics, as the purple Terran. In the bottom position we have Technics as the yellow Zerg. Skylime gonna complain a little bit about the latency. Hungary and Eastern Europe, pretty close, considering Hungary is in Eastern Europe. Technics is Bulgarian? I want to say he's Bulgarian. And I want to go check to see if he is Bulgarian. Anyway, map circuit breakers. It's like Fighting Spirit, but in space. Nobody really has anything bad to say about circuit breakers. It's a good map. Still gonna complain about the settings. It's good. Alright. Oh, that's Central Europe. Oh, oops. I said earlier that excuse me. I said earlier that the Sakwe was on Eastern Europe, but he's not on Eastern Europe, he's on Central Europe. Which is kind of weird, because Croatia is Eastern Europe, but apparently it was central enough to be in Central Europe. Anyway, I'm looking it up right now. Technics, it's white, then green, then red. I'm pretty sure that's Bulgaria. Is it Bulgaria? It is Bulgaria. Boom. I'm good at flags. Anyway, Technics, once again going for... Wait, no, he went for a 12 patch this game. And Skylime still in the barracks. And he trapped his SCV. Oh no. Is he gonna lift the barracks to release the SCV, or is he just gonna let the SCV sit there? Yep, he's gonna have to lift the barracks. He actually flips it a little bit down so that he can't trap anything else back there. Anyway, looks like Technics is once again go for the 3-hatch Mutalisk. Not as good on this map. You don't have nice cliffs for Mutalisk to micro against, or at least the cliffs are not as nice. And cross map means farther away. And there's a lot of open space, so you have to be pretty careful with your Mutalisk movement. Building a bunker, I assume. Like, boom. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's not a bunker, supply depot. You have to make like 3 stops first. You came here and then stopped. Here, stop. Here, stop. Move over here, make it. Anyway, this game he's going for a faster refinery. He might be going, Skyline might be going for mech. Mech worked out well for the last game, so why not start with it? There we go. Oh, SCV's got Flare. If you can keep it alive long enough to see the Spire, that would be very helpful. It'd give him nice timings to know how long he has before the Mutalisks arrive, and to know that it won't be some kind of weird Hydra stuff. But no, he's going to retreat out with the SCV to keep it alive. Probably a good move because there are more Zerglings coming. And it looks like Skyline's once again going to go for an attack with his first 5 Marines. 5 Marines versus 5 Zerglings. He should be able to win that. And with some micro, he loses 2, but keeps 2 of them alive. And here come more Zerglings. He's still doing the micro. Doesn't lose any that time. And he actually might be able to pick up some nice kills with this. But no! Very nice drone micro from Technics. Kills off 3 Marines, loses none. Angry drones, indeed. Anyway, no, he is going for Eric's once again, and it looks like it's gonna be the same build, in fact, just with a little bit of faster gas. But he's not starting with +1. He has the money for it. There we go. But he's gonna throw down 4 barracks, and then an eBay first, and then the academy. The bunker's building here. Zerglings actually take the long way around. And the bunker's is now going to finish, but doesn't have any Marines inside of it. Now Marines are populating it, but that's still too many Zerglings. Zerglings can just overwhelm the bunker, or go for a run-by. Either one. This game Skyline is going for 5 racks, I guess, instead of just the 4. And let's see how many SCVs he's able to pick off. He needs to be careful because there's not a lot of Marines. He's not microing the Marines either. There's not enough room to, and there's still 4 Zerglings in the base. He needs to pull that one away because it's only a 1 shot, yeah. And Fire Bat's out, not needed though. Good move by Technics, getting a couple SCV kills, getting a couple Marine kills. This game is going to take a much safer third, which is nice. And Mutalisks are on the way. I didn't see any turrets. Ooh, there are no turrets for Skyline this phase. He spent extra money to get that barracks, and he does not have a big Marine count. Ooh, this could be really hard for him to hold off. And Technics is once again going to make... well, looks like he's making... Nope. He will once again make an instant 11. And throwing down 1 Sunken Colony for a little bit of defense. He's not going to need it this game, at least not right now. And that's less than a control group of M&M. 8 Marines, 2 medics. There are a lot of turrets going down, though. 4, 1 there, and then 2 in the main. I'm not sure if the 2 in the main are going to be able to stand up to the Mutalisks, especially with one of them not being done yet. Snipe the SCV to stop the production of it. And in fact, it's probably going to burn down. No, it's not going to burn down. Mutalisks, man, it's a scary number of Mutalisks. He's not quite microing them, right, but it's still more than Skyline can really handle at the moment. He's going to head back down and around, but this is not where the Mutalisks want to be. There's not a lot of value targets, and they're going to take damage from both the bunker and the other turrets. It looks like Stim and Range are both done. And tries to snipe a Mutalisk, doesn't quite get it. Oh, there we go. Getting one now. Technics. He's being really careless with his Mutalisks in both games, just allowing them to die for free a lot of times. And it looks like he's going to go for the same kind of lurker transition, so same strategy, but he's not in as bad of a position this time as he was last time. These Marines are a little bit too far forward and upset by the turrets. He's going to lose 1. Well, Skyline does now have a Marine count that's probably enough to defend if he keeps them in the right positions. Maybe if the Mulus came up and around this way, they could do something. But, ooh! Oh, nice stim by Skyline. Just a sims forward, pops the Mulus. Technics is going to be able to keep the space alive, though, because it's going to take Skyline a while longer to be able to move out with his Marines. And in fact, here come the Lurkers. So, Skyline is moving out now, but he's going to leave his base kind of exposed if the Mulus want to head back. And more importantly, they can't deal with Lurkers right now. Ooh, losing more. Losing 2 to Lurkers right now. Ooh, Technics is getting very aggressive with the Lurkers. He's going to lose 1 or 2 before they're able to burrow, but they're in a good position. That could have been a lot worse for Skyline. Pretty good micro, and ooh, even able to pick off a Mulus or 2 afterwards. Oh, if Skyline keeps doing that little move, just stim forward, pick off a unit, and pull back. It's working out very well for him. This thanks to Firebat. Firebats aren't really good versus Lurkers or Mutalisks, but that's a free Firebat, so I might as well take it. And Technics is now taking a 4th. Is he once again going for the kind of fast hive? He is going for a fast hive. Ooh, Skyline is going to have some real problems dealing with this. He doesn't have any tech units. His first tank is only halfway done. Ooh. And it looks like Technics is going to go for an attack while Skyline's units are going to make an attack of their own. Ooh, Technics, a little bit of a mismicro there. He has enough Lurkers here that he should be able to hold off those Marines. And that medic's pretty lucky. He stims forward, able to kill 1 Lurker, 2 Lurker. Just kill all 3 Lurkers and takes some damage, but not too bad. Marines become a lot more effective against Lurkers once you get that +1 armor. And the Lurkers still don't have their +1. But this force is not big enough to really deal with anything right now. It's just going to have to play pretty passively. And Technics can afford to not do much for the time being, because the Defilers are going to pop pretty soon, and once the Defiler pops, he's going to be in a really good position. And, ooh, Technics with a very nice surround is going to kill off a lot of this. No, he's going to kill off all of it. Oh, with a very nice surround from the backside with the Zerglings, and then moving forward with the Lurkers. Ooh, very good. He's taken a 5th, and the Defiler mound is done. Consume is researching, and some Defilers are on the way. And oh, Skyline is all the way pressed up against his natural. This is going to be really hard for him for the rest of the game because Zergs already has pretty good map control. As Terran, you want to gain some map control before the Defilers come out so you have a little bit of a ways you can fall back. But it's not going to happen. And these Zergling numbers are just going to be able to bully the Marines back without any medic support. Oh, here come the medics. But still, oh, if Skyline can't even get across the double bridge before the Defilers come out, he's just going to be in a world of hurt. And here they are. Well, there's 1 anyway. There's another 2. Consume is done. Oh boy. 2 swarms are ready. Those lings are probably cracked. Yes, in fact, those lings are cracked. A very nice swarm. And they're going to be able to rush forward, even snipes a tank. It does lose both of his Lurkers, though. But it doesn't matter because the tank was sniped. And he can afford to trade a little bit like that. He only has 1 Defiler, though. He should try to get a couple others that one's going to be irradiated. Or maybe it already was irradiated, because I don't see it anymore. Oh, very close to being able to take out that siege tank. So 5 Lurkers, in a little bit of a scary position right there. And here comes another Defiler, going to once again push the Terran back, and now the Terran has to get across a bridge. Yeah, that's... Oh, jeez. Terran is just getting pushed farther and farther back. That drop needs to do a lot of damage at this point. There are 2 Thunkets and Lurkers. That's going to be really hard for them to do damage. Technics was prepared for the drop this game. And now these Lurkers, are just going to do so much damage, and there's nothing that Skyline can do to remove them because he only has 1 science vessel. And Skyline is carrying in a lot of units here, and he did take out a Lurker or 2. But now he's losing Marines to Lurkers, so that's going to be cleaned up. And he's continuing to just leapfrog with his swarms, and now with Lurkers in his natural and no third, Skyline's report to GG, 1-1. And it's interesting how different those games were, considering that they both went for the same build, both games. So we are going to move into the final game of the ace match of Eastern Europe versus Hungary. Eastern Europe needs to win to stay in the hunt. Hungary also kind of well, they both really do need to win to stay in the hunt. Eastern Europe in the sense that if Eastern Europe loses, then they're mathematically out. But if Hungary loses, they're just kind of out, because they have to play catch-up to either Poland or Russia, which it just seems like it's going to be impossible. This is Altitude Nation Wars Week 4. Sponsored by Altitude the Game. AltitudeGame.com. Go check it out if you haven't. Skyline is orange. It's orange. Technically brown. There we go. And it looks like the map is Beltway. Huh. Skyline picked Beltway. Interesting. Huh? I don't know why it takes so long for him to download. But yes, mini launcher is packed with viruses. Well. Well, let's see. I'm considering their 2 builds and now moving into Beltway, where mech pushes can be very effective if you can get to there. But at the same time, mutalisks on this back ramp are murder. So we'll have to see. So far, both players. Well, looks like Skyline won't be going for a fast expo this time. He's going to go straight into a refinery. And it looks like this game he will be just going for fast mech. I like that decision for this map, because mech pushes across this very, very straight path that's angled. But you don't actually have to go up the angle. You can just cut straight across. Pushes along that very straight path are going to be hard for Technics to hold off. You just start with mech. And, some very fancy drone micro, but at the same time he's settling his way backwards. He didn't actually scout the refinery. So he wouldn't have been able to see the refinery, he wouldn't be able to see another barracks back here or a command center back here. He doesn't quite know what Skyline's doing yet, and from his perspective it all looks like what he was doing last game. if Technics does what he did the last game, he's gonna die to Vulture Crap. Ooh, gets one of the scouting, or gets one of the drones with the scouting SCV. Well, once again, Technics knows with 3-dash Muta. Skyline actually thinks another scouting SCV very quickly. Alright. He sends another scouting SCV very quickly. Technics hasn't actually built any Zerglings yet. He's still not building any Zerglings. He's throwing down a creep colony without building any Zerglings, guessing to scout his opponent other than that one SCV here. But he definitely does need that creep colony because, ooh, we're going for Vulture drops. Drops are very good on this map because this is just like tank heaven back here. And Technics is going to need workers. No, wait, no, that's not a stack temple. That's just a normal temple. But still, it's going to take him a while to bore through that temple if he doesn't attack it now, which he doesn't seem like he is. So tanks placed up there could be very effective. At the same time, he could go for a speed Vulture drop as well. Might be equally devastating with only 2 non-speed Zerglings to defend. Okay, Zergling speed will be done, but still, that drop is going to be so brutal. Even if he doesn't get the speed Vultures first until he gets mines, which one will he get, speed or mines? I've seen it both ways from Terran. I think about half and half. Speed first. Okay. Oh, it's not for drops. For Wraiths. Ooh. Oh, I don't know if I like Wraiths as much as I like dropships on this map. But here he comes with the first Vulture. That's a lot of Zerglings to have to deal with. And he's actually going to have some trouble trying to break through with Vultures without the drops. Well, what kind of anti-air does Technics have? Spire just started. I thought that started a while ago. Oh, wow. He's going to be... He doesn't have an Evo Chamber either. He's going to be air defenseless for quite a while, actually. That Wraith might be able to rack up a few kills. He can kill Overlords about as fast as it can kill drones. So it might just go for hunting Overlords. Let's see, 11 shots to kill an Overlord compared to 40 divided by 8 is... 40 divided by 8 is... I can't do math. 40 divided by 8 is 5. But 6 shots. So 6 compared to 11. I guess. Looks like we can go for another Vulture run by. The ramp is blocked, so he can't actually get up that way. He's going to eat a lot from the Sunken, but it does get quite a few drone kills in the process. Meanwhile, these Wraiths are going to continue to kill Overlords, and he's going to just perpetually supply block his opponents. The Evo Chamber's now done, but the Creep Colony, ooh, I don't know if he should be focusing on the Creep Colony. I think he's just going to barely be able to kill it, like before it finishes, but he's going to waste a lot of time killing it. Anyway, looks like Skyline is now setting up for his Expo. Command Center's done. Bunker's going down. No, he's not even able to finish off the Spore Colony. So he's going to kill the Overlord and then fly away. Is he getting Cloak? No, he's not getting Cloak. So he can't gain anything in terms of invisibility by killing off the Overlords. But excuse me. But just continuously supply blocks, and he's still at 35 supply. And now he has to be very careful about microing against the Scourge. Oh, the Scourge is right on top, and boom, they both go down. Ooh, loses the 2 Wraiths. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. It looks like he's not continuing to produce Wraiths. He's not producing anything out of either the starport or the factory. He's throwing out another barracks? He's going into a bio switch? Very weird. One Mutalisk for Technics is coming to attack. Alright. And he's going to scout this out, and there are no turrets down. But only one Mulus means that not a lot of damage can be done. I think he was expecting to find some Wraiths back home to be able to Scourge. And now, Overlord Fleet's on the way. I think he's still preparing for the Wraiths. He really doesn't need to. But he doesn't realize that quite yet. And how close is Lurkers? Lurkers still has a ways to go. So, no Mutalisks for Technics. But he's going to have a nice Lurker count by the time the Skyline's able to get a good Marine count going. He will have the tech to get faster tech. So, I don't know. It's hard to say who's ahead, really. I think that supply blocking him with those Wraiths did enough damage that Skyline is still a little bit ahead, but he could easily slip up if he allows too many of his Marines to get killed by Lurkers, and that's something that Tex has been very good at this game, getting a lot of free Marine kills with his Lurkers. And he's going for, once again, a very fast high. I have off of 2 bases, in fact. Is Siege Mode done? No, Siege Mode still has a little ways to go, but it'll be done before any engagement happens. And looks like Skyline is now going. No, he's not going out. Not quite yet. If he was to go out now, it'd actually be pretty scary. There's a good number of Lurkers on the field, but he should be able to deal with them with Siege. Gets 2 of the Lurkers, but loses a good number of the Marines, and very fortunate for him that he didn't lose an extra Lurker or 2. He definitely could have, but all the Siege things fired at the same Zergling. And this is going to be very hard for Technics to hold off. How much longer till Defilers? Still a little bit of a ways to go before Defilers. Well, we'll see. If those Scourge can connect, that'll be a really nice advantage. And that Science Vessel is getting too far forward. Oh no, he's going to lose the Science Vessel! Oh, and now those Lurkers have become a lot better. Does Skyline have the scan to deal with this? I'm not sure. A lot of the Zerglings did die, though, so the Lurkers are pretty much alone. He's starting to make more Zerglings. But, Skyline really needs to rush another Science Vessel down here, because that's a lot of Lurkers to deal with just scans. And are they going to rush forward? Loses 2 more Lurkers, loses a 3rd Lurker, and now he's going to pull back. He's still, not able to kill much, and lost half of his Lurkers, and now he's going to lose all of his Zerglings, too. And doesn't even snipe the tank. Where'd that other tank go? It's just hanging out back there. Oh, and these Lurkers are probably going to go down, in fact. Well, there are more Zergling reinforcements coming up from the top. So actually, another nice surround is going to be able to save him. And it looks like that tank needs to retreat now. I don't think that Neil is going to be able to pick it off before it gets home. Is Skyline's going into another mech switch. So he started out going with a really fast 2 Wraiths into bio, into mech. I think he could have gotten away with just going 2 Wraiths into mech. I don't know if he needed to make that intermediate step with the Marines. Anyway, going to clear out mines with Lurkers. It's a long and laborious process. Anyway, here comes a drop from Skyline. Going to be able to take out this base very easily. Didn't even put Lurkers at the ramp to defend. These Zerglings probably not going to be able to get back. Oh, they are going to be able to get back to save the hatchery because they don't focus it down. Instead, take out an Overlord. Cracklings, though, going to be good enough to deal with this. Ooh. Alright. Skyline's setting up a 3rd, so he'll be on even bases once again. And once again, not only is he going for a mech switch, but he's going for a mech switch that involves a lot of vultures. And, ooh, this base is going to go down pretty easily. These lurkers here aren't going to do that much damage to the vultures as they run by. And, our defilers over there to help. Well, that's just so many factories. Is he going to go for Goliaths once again? He is going to go for Goliaths once again, which is the really odd part. And he is taking, just look at how much orange is on the map. He is doing a good job with his scouting, that's for sure. Once again, flying the barracks out to get a very nice range of vision. Still like it, and he has a big pack of vultures. I think that's a control group. No, that is just a control group. He has a control group of vultures to really shut down movement, and ooh boy. Here we go with the Doom Drop. He's going to lose factories, and losing factories is really bad because factories are very expensive to try to reproduce. I mean, they cost more than a tank, but a lot of the cracklings are getting distracted. A lot of swarms are thrown down. Is he going to reposition his units? No, he's not going to continue to target the factory. He's just going to move his guys under the swarm. A good move. He's going to be able to take out a lot, and actually, these units are going to funnel up and not be able to do any damage against the swarm. He's lifting off all of his factories now. Two of these are going to burn down. One of them certainly. One of them might be able to be repaired in time. And these lurkers are doing a lot of damage because they can't deal with the swarm. Oh, and he brought so many defilers that he can just keep swarming over and over and over again. And the SCVs are going to try to transfer through the lurkers. Oh, very lucky that the lurkers actually don't shoot the SCVs. This Doom Drop is going to do huge damage because he can't deal with the swarm. Oh, and now he's going to start losing buildings too. Already significant damage has been done. What's the supply looking like? 89 compared to 92. And the drop has not been cleared up yet. Did those lurkers actually run by? That is absurd. But there's so much defiler swarms on the ground. He's going to he's kind of ranging this. No, he's not ranging it anymore. He's going to be able to take out the other one if he wants to. And that factory's going to go down. That tank is going to go down. That factory's going to go down. That factory's probably going to go down. Well, so many of his factories, I don't know if Skyline can recover from this. Because it's going to take him a long time to reproduce them. And he can't even start reproducing them until this drop is cleared up. Ooh, he might even lose the starport too. Not quite, no. But man, that drop did so much damage. He's down to only four factories. But this one, oh, he does repair it in time. Good. Still, only 4 factories. Is he reproducing them somewhere else? Yes, he's starting to reproduce them down at the bottom. But it's going to take him a while. And the separated factories, it's not as good as separated gateways. You'd prefer not to do that if you can as Terran. Meanwhile, Technics this time around does have enough money for Ultralisks. So we'll see how much damage they can do. I don't see any of them out yet. Is he getting upgrades? No, he's not getting upgrades either. And ooh, another drop. Just cracklings this time in a swarm. So it's really just going to look to damage a bunch of the buildings before he can get a proper response in. And it looks like he's going to do exactly that. Because Skyline is not bringing back units. He really doesn't have units to bring back. So these Zerglings are just going to stay back in this area and be able to kill off a lot of this stuff. Already taking out one of the armories. Might be able to take out the other armory. Lots of supply depots going down. He's supply blocked, and he's going to get really, really badly supply blocked because there are a lot more command centers and supply depots to take out. His other armory is going down. He can't even make Goliaths anymore. Oh no, these Doom Drops might just be the end of Skyline. I think I think that this is just too much of a crippling blow for him to deal with. Is he actually going to load up and fly him out of there? Oh, he can put lurkers behind here if he wanted to. But no, how much stuff does he have? He still has 9 lings and 2 lurkers. He could drop them back here. There's only 5 marines to defend. It's not going to be enough. Will they be able to take out an overlord? Oh, it takes out the overlord before it's able to drop everything. And actually, they are able to take out the money overlords at first, but not before it drops 5 cracklings. How much damage? No, he does. He is able to drop all the cracklings. Actually, he's just a little bit delayed with them. Oh, jeez. Oh, doing so much damage. He's still supply blocked. Oh, actually, both players are supply blocked. It's kind of funny. Is there anything left? No, there's nothing left. They're just flying down here for scouting or to fake a draw. Either way, he's going to see that all the factories are being rebuilt here. Well, Technics no longer in the red, but still blocked. Now he's unblocked. And now Technics is unblocked. So, 4 bases for... Actually, Skyline, it does... Well, no. Skyline's on... both players are on 4 bases. 5 once Technics populates this. Join is actually mining. Man. Question is, will he continue to drop? It looks like the answer is yes. Here comes another 3 lurkers, 4 cracklings, but, oh, because there's not a lot of cracklings, he's going to drop them on mines. He might lose all of his lurkers. But, no, he's going to go and drop them in the back. So he's going to avoid the mines. And Skyline just does not have the units to deal with these kind of drops. Well, that was kind of interesting. He just, like, was trying to, like, sneak the drop around to here, but by sneaking, he flew it right over all of his stuff. Ooh, very lucky that turret went down, because otherwise that overlord probably would have died before the drop. And, this base is probably dead. He does have some vultures, but vultures versus 3 lurkers might not be enough. He doesn't even have a science vessel. He's going to take a few scans. Here comes the science vessel. He's developed a nice cloud so far, considering. But actually, he's going to pull out, and with 1 lurker remaining, but it's irradiated. And there was only 1 lurker dropped. The other 2 lurkers are dropping down here, and they get a nice chunk of kills. 5 kills total. Gonna kill off that one. The science vessel should be able to take out the lurkers. Meanwhile, his barracks is still scouting here. That was a good move to lift him off like that, but these Hydralisks should be able to kill it now. And here come the Ultralisks. Will he continue to drop the Ultralisk, or will he just go for a front attack? He actually doesn't have that much stuff on the front. A front attack could work, but these drops have been so effective, I'd kind of be surprised to see him stop. Meanwhile, these Hydralisks are doing a little bit of mine clearing, also taking out some barracks. He's going to de-matrix a Goliath. I'm not sure why you need to irradiate those, but whatever. Man, just add to the Ultralisk. They already have their plus armor. The Skyline has taken half the map as a meching Terran, so he's not in that bad of a position. I mean, despite all that's happened over here, he still has half the map as a meching Terran. Technics has a little bit more. He's taking this base and this base also, which Skyline doesn't have. But here comes the attack now with just a lot of stuff. He's going down the Swarm. The Swarm's going to be slightly counterproductive given how many Hydralisks he has, but it might just not matter. He accidentally irradiates an Overlord. I'm trying to click on the Ultralisks, but there were just too much stuff in the way. He couldn't click on what he wanted to. And is Technics going to continue with this attack? I think he is, and he actually snipes 2 science vessels, 3 science vessels. Ooh, a lot of science vessels go down for free. That's not what Skyline wants at all. He does not have the money to be replacing them, really, or even not so much the money, but the production facility to replace them. And now there is a tank on the high ground, but a tank on the high ground is not going to quite be enough. And more stuff flooding in. I think Skyline is going to lose his his main and his natural, finally. No, not quite. There is a lot of stuff up there. Is Technics going to be forced to pull back? I think he is. He's almost out of stuff. That the fighter doesn't have a swarm. He needs to run away. Actually, bring him on Hydralisk, so he's going to continue this for a little while longer. Ooh, he's able to snipe the tank, so he'll be able to kill off the Goliaths, and then maybe the Science Whistle, he doesn't make a little away, but Skyline doing a good job of keeping those things alive. He really needs them. And here comes another wave of stuff. Just Skyline with the let's build one of everything strategy, even drones. And you know what? It's gonna work pretty well. Leading with the Zerglings a bit, but still eats some mine hits on the Ultralisks. And now, where's he going to go with his army? He could continue to try to attack the main, but there's not much stuff left there to attack. Is he going to try to take out this base? Oh, it looks like he is going to try to. And he's going to force it to lift. Most of the SCVs run away, but with a large Hydralisk number, he might be able to actually just kill off the command center. And meanwhile, Skyline has been so defensive that he's not able to punish any of these expos for Technics. I mean, this expo's up now, this expo's up now, this expo will be up, and it doesn't look like Skyline's going to be able to defend, to attack it, even though he's so close to it. Not quite enough Hydralisk to take out the command center. Pretty close. So he needs to take it down like another 200 health, and then start burning. But, well, he tried to drop a little bit, but this Overlord didn't drop everything, so it's just an Ultralisk and 2 Zerglings. Oh, and Defiler. That's funny. That SCV is stuck, and then this Ultralisk just really wants to kill that SCV, so it's not going to attack anything else. But more and more stuff is coming in from Technics. Does he still have that one that's full? He does still have that one that's full. The 6 Cracklings don't cost very much, but man, can they be powerful. Anyway, Technics is doing a good job continuing to harass this base. And he's keeping Skyline separated. Skyline would really like to link up his 2 production facilities because half a mech army is a lot weaker than the full mech army. That's a lot of tanks. And this is what I mean, though. It's like, it's a lot of tanks, but he can't move out with this. He needs this plus this to move. And he is getting very aggressive with the Science Vessels. It's easier to dodge Hydralisk than it is to dodge Scourge with the Science Vessels, but you're still taking some risks moving that freely with them. Man, and there are a lot of injured Science Vessels in there. Man. What kind of upgrades? Is he still getting upgrades? Because he only has 1-0 this late in the game. Getting 2-0 now. Compared to, I assume the Ultralisks are at 5 by now. Yes, 5-2. I assume he's getting the 3. Yes, he's now getting the 3. That one's empty. Not quite. Oh man, these things are just taking a lot of shots. He's gonna get close to, he's gonna get a little bit too close to a pack of Hydralisks, and then they're just all going to die because they're all so damaged. But, well, Skyline does have 150 supply, but he can't move like he would like to with 150 supply. He's only mining off of 2 bases. A little bit of a drop, but it's going to be able to be cleaned up easily. So he doesn't need to scan that. He really needs to scan that. Oh, does he not? I'm pretty sure he has scan. He has that huge cloud of Science Vessels. There we go. Well, he's mining off of a base and a half, because that one's not saturated anymore. that as he's still stuck back there. What kind of supply does the Zerg have? Zerg's almost maxed, as you would expect, being on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases. Ooh, loses one. That barracks is gonna die, but he's fine with that because he really doesn't need barracks anymore. Ooh, going for a Goliath drop. Goliaths do not have the best damage output, so not going to be able to do much before the Zerg's army gets there. And I mean, keeping in mind that all these little orange dots on the map are just mines, the Terran has a chunk, is like two different players almost. There's a chunk here, and a chunk here. And there's no way that one can support the other. Other than like the science vessels can kind of link up to both bases, but not really. I mean, these three vultures are the only things in the middle of the map, and now they're no longer in the middle of the map. Well, I'm starting to reach mine here. So Skyline does have 3 bases up, but a lot of these bases are almost gone. That one's at 500 a patch, 400 a patch, 7, it varies, I'd say an average of 500 a patch. And there's really nowhere for him to expand, because he can't move. And Zerg is going to take just about every other expo, not quite, still needs one here and one here before Zerg takes every other expo on the map. But I mean, never count on Turtling Terran. Turtling Terran can be very scary. Looks like he's trying to make some moves with some Zerglings, trying to lay a lot more mines out on the map. And GG from Skyline, he's not going to wait for the Zerg to bust him. He realizes he can't move out with half and half. And Technics wins! Eastern Europe gets the first win of the season. There's still a small chance that they could get into the playoffs. Hungary, no, I bet nobody expected Hungary to start off the season 1-3, even in that deadly group. Oh, interesting results indeed. Before I go, thanks to the sponsor, Altitude the Game by Nimley Gaming. You should check them out. Seriously, just do it. Other than that, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.